Initiate chaos theory guarantees that we'll play like lightning shots, sounding like thunder. For every time in the face that it hits us, we're faster. Well, they should know by now. They see the world keeps trying to shake us. It only wakes us. The pendulum swings. The pendulum swings. It's in a beautiful darkness. Only another. It's full steam ahead. Full steam ahead. All above the Betty Express. Misdirected from the start. It's a runaway train. I come a freight train. I come a freight train. In a beautiful darkness, the Betty Express. In a beautiful darkness.
Good morning, everyone. We are back. So I do have Verdict Watch on my other screen, so I am keeping an eye on that. Thor is here with us, and we are on the very tail end of day one. So we do have, at least a good thing. Now, I didn't stay on or look at anything, so I don't know if there is another another question yet. So I am keeping an eye out in case. No, Mr. Mo and I got confused, and I was like, "Oh crap, is today Wednesday and cosplay Wednesday?" And I'd already planned on wearing this wig because I just didn't want to do my hair today. So it's kind of a thing. Now, I don't remember what this gentleman was. I think we got pretty sidetracked, not gonna lie. Uh, so my kind of first impressions from day one, the state is relying heavily on DNA. What I didn't hear during the state's open was what led them other than the DNA. Were there any fact patterns that put Mr. Faust there? Was he known to burgle? Were there burglaries around there? Was he known to, case the place? Because you've got to think, even though he was very close, or his stepmother's house was very close, if he was casing the joint, he would have to be over there quite a bit. He would have to know that no one else was gonna be there because potentially there were up to 6 people there most of the time. So it is interesting, especially if the attack or the unaliving time was in the morning. It would seem like it would be more likely for the ex-boyfriend. Now, we are only on day 1, so I will say that m the thing that pisses me off more than anything about these cases is that instead of waiting, instead of taking their time, instead of maybe admitting that the original trial or the original investigation was utter crud, they double down and then come to trial with something that is most likely going to get thrown out or at least appealed. It doesn't seem like it's providing any justice to me, and I don't like that. Thor, do not play with cords. We have talked about this. If we eat cords, we get electrocuted. If we get electrocuted, mommy has to take you to the vet. We've talked about this. Stop trying to eat cords. Stop trying to love on the printer. But we are going to finish up this final witness, then go into day 2. So I am keeping an eye on Verdict Watch. They seem to have been deliberating for several hours now with no questions, but they might have gotten all the things that they wanted to ask out of the way yesterday, or at least for now.
Can you state your name, please, and spell it for our court reporter?
Doug Whitehead, DOUGWHITEHEAD.
Good afternoon, Mr. Whitehead. If you could please, sir, tell the jury what it is that you did for a living.
I was a firefighter, sergeant in Athens, Clark County Fire Department.
How long did you work for the Athens Clark County?
Almost 35 years.
When did you start and when did you stop?
Started January 1st, 1977, and stopped sometime in January of 2011.
I was trying to figure out who he looks like, and I figured it out. It's Eric Clapton. It's middle-aged, Midwestern Eric Clapton. I almost want him to sing Tears in Heaven, but that song always gets me. Like, y'all, that song is freaking hormonal kryptonite. It's like that Sarah McLachlan song. You can't hear that song and not just hysterically cry, which is why I refuse to listen to those songs.
Over the course of your career with Athens Clarke County Fire Department, did you work in a
Oh,
number of
fair
different stations
point.
around town?
Oh, yes.
Specifically in January of 2001. Do you recall where you were stationed back then?
Station 5 on Whit Davis Road.
Mr. Whitehead, on January the 19th of 2001, do you remember being dispatched to a house fire at 160 Fawn Drive?
Yes, I do.
Is that in Athens, Clarke County?
It is.
Just real quick, to get from Station 5 to Fawn Drive, how would you get there?
Well, we turn left out of the fire station, go to the intersection at Lexington Road, turn left. Believe it's the next road to the right is Cooper Road, and Fawn Drive would be off of that.
So when you turn onto Lexington from Whit Davis, are you turning left as
Turn
towards
left
town?
at the red light towards Athens.
Do you remember about what time of day that call came out?
11-ish, I believe.
Describe, if you can, sir, what you personally observed when you arrived at 160 Fawn Drive.
Smoke coming from the rear of the apartment.
And so what did you do next?
I told the guys on the back to pull an 1 3/4 attack line, and we proceeded to the front door of the building.
What did you observe when you got to the front door?
It was locked.
What happened next?
Kicked it in.
What did you observe once that front door had gotten kicked in?
Smoke in that room. In the right rear corner of that room, to the best of my knowledge or remembrance, it is like one big room, kitchen and living room.
Okay, I don't know why, but he reminds me of Foghorn Leghorn, but in like a better way. Like, I just want to have this man sit down and tell me stories. I don't know, something about his cadence and his tone, and a lot of times it's odd because a lot of time this amount of mosey in someone's speaking pattern would tick me off. Now I do understand that I have him at 1.25, but I'm just saying that I like his vocal pattern, which is not something that normal people would say, but it's something that I like. This man could get a YouTube channel. I'd put him up to 1.25, but he could tell me a bunch of stories.
Kind of combined, and in the right corner was a red glow.
And did you and the other firefighters go to investigate the source of that red glow?
We did.
What was it?
It was an electric stove with all 4 eyes on the top on high, and the knobs pulled off and placed on the countertop.
This must also be a Southernism because we just call those the coils on the stove or the heating elements. So I've never heard them termed eyes of the stove, though I think it sounds more morbid and cool. So I am going to use that, even though I have a glass top.
What did you do upon observing the stove being turned on with the eyes or with the knobs removed?
I didn't personally do it myself, but the knobs were put back on the stove and it was turned off.
Did you then turn your attention towards locating the source of the fire?
Yes.
Describe exactly what you did next, sir.
From the stove, we would kind of turn left, and there was a hallway, short hallway, a door at the end of that hallway, a door to the left, a door in front, and a door to the right. All 3 of those doors were locked. So we were pretty sure that the fire was in the room to the right, and it was locked, and we kicked that door in.
And what happened when you kicked the door in?
We found the fire, source of the fire, and we also found Miss Baker.
We'll get to that in a minute, but I want to talk about encountering the fire and what you and other
Our fire had broken through the roof, which means that it burned through the sheetrock, up into the attic, through the insulation, through the plywood and the asphalt shingles on the top. So you could actually see daylight through that hole.
Good time to ask. Do you remember what the weather was like that day? If you don't, that's okay.
I don't really remember. It seems maybe cloudy, overcast, and maybe cold, but I couldn't tell you for sure.
And so what do you specifically recall about the discovery of the body in the bedroom?
I remember seeing Tara or Miss Baker at the foot of the bed. And what I remember is like her hair was wet and a comb had been run through her hair.
How was she positioned, if you remember?
I believe she was laying on her back.
Mr. Whitehead, do you recall, in fighting the fire in the bedroom, what would be the result, or what was the result, if you remember, of actually having to extinguish the fire to the structure of the bedroom?
From what I remember, the fire was primarily up overhead, not that much fire. So we basically just hit it, and just a couple of turns of the nozzle, it was extinguished.
And after doing that, were you able to view a potential source or origin of the fire?
Yes.
What was that?
An Afghan, well, what I consider an Afghan, like was crocheted. I'm not sure if that's crocheted, knitted, was placed onto that stove that was, all four eyes were open, on high, ignited, carried to the bedroom and thrown on the bed. And remnants of that Afghan were on the stovetop in places where it dripped on the floor around to the bedroom.
That's the part to me that doesn't make sense. You would think, okay, again, let's make it Faust or Chris at this point. But you would think within a house with at least 6 different people in the mid 90s, someone's going to have a lighter. This whole putting the blanket on the stove, it's such a weird, haphazard, like MacGyver way to do this that is so odd. And then to pull the knobs off as well. It's very, very odd.
So what was the primary area of the fire in the bedroom, if that makes sense?
The bed, yeah.
You mentioned that you found the deceased, Miss Baker, at the foot of the bed, lying on her back. Do you remember anything else about her condition when you first saw her?
Yes, and on some type of electrical cord, not really sure where that came from, but around her neck.
Once you and the other firefighters had gotten the fire under control, what did you do at that point?
We backed out to preserve evidence. Once we realized there was Miss Baker was in the room, we backed out to try to preserve as much evidence as we could after making sure the fire was extinguished.
Mr. Whitehead, do you recall anything about the back window, the kitchen window to the house?
I think that the screen was taken out of the window and propped against the back of the house, but I cannot tell you that for.
And here's one of the problems of the cold case of cold cases. This is what the state should have been doing, talking to these witnesses, saying, okay, do you remember this? Don't, if you don't remember fully, that's okay. But do you remember this? If we showed you pictures, have you thought about it since we talked to you last? These are things that are really going to stick out as far as cold cases. This has been many years. It's been from, nearly 25 years. They should give him, this should be something that he's looked at. But this is also the problem with these older cold cases. If you have witnesses who don't quite remember and then evidence that wasn't, collected or stored properly, what do you have? At the end of the day, what do you have?
100%.
When you say you think that, is that your best recollection?
Yes, yes.
Overruled.
That's the last question I have.
All right.
Mr. Whitehead, I don't have any further questions for you to finish tonight.
All right.
Mr. Cruz.
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Mr. Whitehead. My name is Attorney Amai Cruz, represent Mr. Faust. Is it okay if I ask you a couple of questions?
Absolutely.
In regards to the screen, would it have been the fire department's practice to find a screen outside the house and put it back in the window?
Would not have been our practice, no.
Okay. Is that a practice that you're aware of with any agency that you work with?
Other than the fire department, I wouldn't be
Sure.
sure about their practices.
Would it be fair to say that the front door was deadbolt locked when you
Yes.
closed it?
Yes.
And I believe you say this on direct. There was heavy smoke and flames coming out of the corner of the house. Is that right?
That's right.
Were those was the bedroom door locked? Do you recall?
Yes.
Okay. Was the bathroom door connected to that bedroom locked?
Yes. And so was the door to the left.
You gained entry into that room by kicking those doors in. Is that correct?
That's right.
And just to make sure I'm clear, that's the front door you had to kick in, the bedroom door you had to kick in, and the bathroom door that you had.
That's correct.
Do you recall completing a firefighter Athens Clarke County Fire Department interview with firefighter report?
No, but I'm sure I did.
Yes, sir. Would you have any reason to disagree that you placed in your report that there was no evidence of forced entry?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Sure. Would you have any reason to disagree with the statement that in your report you put that there was no evidence of forced entry?
Before our arrival?
Correct.
Yes.
Those are all of my questions.
I do very much like the way the defense is handling this. Maybe he watched Uvalde. Maybe he is just naturally good at asking questions, but I like the way he's direct. He's kind, he's affable, but and very much in the way that the Uvalde defense was. These are very sympathetic, witnesses. These are witnesses who went in to fight a fire and found a young girl, who had her life taken away savagely. I can imagine that those images stay in their mind and stay with them and compound every time they go to a different scene. So, I like this approach to the defense. I like that he's being very cordial, and I can understand him when he's near a mic, which is good. So I do, this is only day one. So we will head over to day two. Now I do have Verdict Watch going, and there is a verdict or a jury question, but they haven't gotten to the court yet. So we are going to try to get on to day two and at least see what else the state has to say. Now, again, I do think that the DNA being there is a hurdle. I am not going to lie. That is quite damning. But if nothing else adds up, it's really hard to take trace DNA evidence and send someone away for life. Oh, good Lord. Again, this is why you need the robe. She looks like she's about ready to ask the manager at Kroger, why she can't use an expired coupon. She's a Prime Kroger member. She has had a Plus card since they began. And thank you, Unbalanced Equation. For the £2. Oh, for the love of cheese. Yes, Thor, I know. It's smelly ink. I realized I've been more stressed than normal, so I was trying to get aromatherapy pens. And hiya, Nick.
Hey! I was just finishing off, and all of a sudden I hear a weird sound. Judge, or you already have it on? Or is it... No? It's a new jury question.
Oh, okay. The one I had is still all goobly.
No, here she is. All right. Thank you. Hello, folks. Oh, stream to your audience. Sorry, folks.
Oh, no, you are fine. I was like rushing in. I was trying to write notes of my impression yesterday, because I haven't yet made up my mind, but I do feel like there are a lot of things that the state needs to flesh out for me that I'm guessing will never be fleshed out. But if I were a juror, I'd want to know about these things.
All right. Yeah. Okay. We're live on my. Okay. Right. Hey, folks. Sorry for just jumping in and taking over.
Oh no, you're okay. I mean, honest to God. Oh, I was behind. I see what happened. Oh, really behind. Well,
Oh, let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I think I'm live.
okay.
Hey, Mo, you got a super chat.
I've got the unbalanced equation. I took care of that one. And then you've got let's see, Jingles, and I've got Thor.
Oh, look, Mr. Jingles, look. Another cat.
He's like, not a fan. Thor is like, no. Oh, Thor is like, no, I don't see another cat because I'm the only other cat. He's like, no, I refuse. Yes, you're the only cat I love, except for the cats that are in the house too.
Ow!
We're both getting assaulted by our cats.
Yeah. Welcome to Claw and Crime.
I'm telling you, we just need to go ahead. We need to try it out. Hey, the worst Law and Crime can do is get mad at us and tell us not to do it.
All right. They have a jury question.
All right.
Before we get too far behind. Oh, wait. Let me get better. Okay, better sound. That's good. And let's boost it. There. All right, here we go.
Cedric Faust, SU 24-00547. The jury has been deliberating since 9 o'clock this morning, and they have a question. This is question number 3, and it is to the judge. Video of Bingham and Howell interview of Edric Faust requested. And certainly that's allowed. Any comment from the state?
No, Your Honor.
All right, any comment, Mr. Cruz, Mr. Hill?
I would just ask, I know yesterday we spent about 4 hours listening to the interview overall. Can we figure out the portion? I have no issue with it. Just, is there a particular portion they would like to see?
They haven't requested it, and so my practice is to let them direct the show, and if they have requested a certain portion, I'll address it, but they've just said video, so I'm going to let them see the video.
It's been chopped up multiple ways.
Sure.
But that's fine.
Well, they can only see the video that's in evidence, and only the parts that you all agreed and were in evidence, they don't get to see the video just as is, so certainly.
Understood.
Yes, Judge. And I think total between the segments that were published is about 10 minutes or so. So it's not, and I completely agree with Mr. Cruz to the extent that if there is a request for testimony of a witness, we'd certainly join in a request about directing that. But as far as this video, it's only probably about 10 minutes long.
All right, thank you. Do you need some time to get it set up? And do you have the notations that you had in court, which are the ones that we're excluding?
I do have notations, and if I could have just a minute,
sure.
Mr. Cruz, the segments that we chopped up for the closing are actually pre-redacted, so we don't have to do the sliding back and forth stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But, I'll show to Mr.
Go ahead. Just let me know when y'all are ready. Mm-hmm.
Now, why would they want to watch his video? The videos of... That's kind of strange.
And do that. I'm going to kind of go back to my arraignment calendar and get done what I can. I have an announcement.
So what I would say is, as someone who's coming kind of from this trial and hasn't seen it all, maybe I want to see how Chris avoided all the questions and how Edric was just shocked. Maybe I want to see if that shock is real, because I'm basically, if I'm on the jury, I'm probably having to wrestle with myself between they have a very small sliver of evidence about this man and I'm not fully sold on it. But the other side would be, maybe this is the best evidence they have, and am I letting a monster go? So that would be, that would probably be a big thing. So maybe at the end of it, I want to see how both men acted when they were questioned. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll go with your version. I'm still trying to figure out what the connection is between the DNA evidence with Botnecki. What was his name now again? The cop from yesterday.
Oh yeah. What's his face?
Fart face. No.
Well, so for we had Rickles or Ricketts.
Ricketts, Buckets. Yeah, that cop. Who only spent the first 72 hours in the investigation, and then he poofed off.
Jury question. They had another question. They want to see Edric, his interview with the police.
Yeah, which is a combined 10 minutes that was shown to the jury, and that is in evidence. I think they had him for an. I mean, that alone. I mean, the prosecution shows a combined 10 minutes, which is probably either what is allowed and also what is worst, what they feel speaks towards Mr. Faust's guilt. But I think his interview was 3 or 4 hours long. And I've been through trials where they show all of it.
Yeah. Now, the devil's advocate I would have for that would be that the defense could have said, play all of it. You picked
Yeah.
out 10 minutes of the worst stuff, but he was there for 3 hours with you badgering him. So
maybe they just didn't want to risk open doors. Maybe they were discussing his priors. Maybe they were discussing stuff that even the judge couldn't allow in.
yeah, and that's always possible, but my instinct is when everyone thinks a certain way, I really guard myself from, okay, this is where everyone's going. I want to really think independently about this. So I'm trying to ask those devil's advocate questions, but what strikes me as a person who's just barely finished day one, all the state has that's new, that isn't information that, they really kind of screwed up from the initial investigation, is Chris's story and the DNA. And
now I still wonder what the actual DNA results were back in the day. If it was partial, inconsistent, but how many partials, for instance? Were there just one? Were there two? Or were there so many they couldn't distinguish?
Well, that, and I think if the defense, and I know that because talking to you guys and kind of watching updates, that they didn't put on a case, I think that the defense would really have had to bring in a DNA expert to explain how minuscule the amount of DNA was. So, because all of those numbers, I mean, even though I've watched trials and I can understand where they're going, it's so dense and confusing that by the time I have to generally watch DNA witnesses at least 2 times before I can okay, this is what, all right, we're go. Okay.
Yeah. Oh. Let's see. I realized I don't have my chat as a pop-out chat. Oh, here we are.
I forgot that today wasn't Wednesday. Holidays on Monday confused the hell out of me. So it's like, oh crap, I'm supposed to be a true crime wine mom. Well, I'll just throw on a wig and normal clothes.
I was starting. Did you get your hair color thingy?
Oh no, this is just a wig. So my kids are like, that looks like your normal hair. I was like, I just didn't feel like dealing with my normal hair.
Maybe I should buy a wig, but then again, no. Some people if I were to wear a wig, that's a lot of W's. Some people in my viewership would hunt me down.
Well, and you would need to get a really you would have
Mm.
to get your hair braided to your head since
Yeah.
because you have a lot of hair, so you'd have to braid it and pin it up, and it'd be a pain in the
Mm. Uh,
behind.
on April Fool's last year, I did the AI where
You tricked me because I was like, "Oh, I have nothing nice to say, but I'm gonna be supportive."
oh,
I was like,
oh,
"That is a change."
let's see here if I still have that around. That's April of last year. Oh, that's a long damn time ago. I wonder if I can find it on my X account. Dun, 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 dun. Why don't I go into my profile and media, and why don't they timestamp it?
I don't know.
That would have been so much easier.
So, did Edric ask for a lawyer when he was, kind of charged with all these things, given his kind of previous experience with, let's just call a spade, crime?
No, at one point after a number of hours, they went full in on more accusing him, and then he just said, "Take me to jail." When he should have said, "I want a lawyer." And they played that part when it says, "Take me to jail," and implied it is consciousness of guilt. So yeah, folks, wording. If you want to get out of a police interview, I want a lawyer.
Yeah.
No other words. Because everything you say can and will be used against you.
Well, yeah, I mean, they did that to, Rick Allen, they did that to Zachariah Anderson, and I may not have watched the full trial of Zachariah Anderson, but I watched both interrogations, and I don't know how you sit in interrogation and believe Sadie. Now, maybe it's because I'm a woman, and I'm like, "Oh, she seems insane."
Oh yeah. And
But, like, the
yeah.
calm guy that's like, "Dude, I am like, she is insane," versus this crazy woman.
Yeah, who sat there, and you can instinctively say, she's making shit up. But yeah, one of these things where somebody points in one direction and then the cops just, yep, we are going to look at that and nothing else. Screw everything that, oh, but Sadie, well, they were each other's person and blah, 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 blah. He had at least 2 side chicks, and him and Sadie had been dating for 2.5 months. And this was the 3rd or 4th time they saw each other. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that was Sadie looking for a payday. That got
and
out
that
of
weird
hand.
widow act she put on, that was, so it's not like some glamorous club that you wanna join.
Yeah. Why does it take so long for the jury to get back in? This was 13
Where are they
minutes
keeping
ago.
the jury?
Yeah.
Like, in an annex somewhere in the next county?
Shady Sadie, postum. Yeah. Ooh, Suno. Suno. I haven't done a song. Let's see.
Yeah,
Song
that's
description.
one
Shady Sadie, who framed her ex-boyfriend for a payday. What style? What style of music?
Techno
Shit.
polka.
Techno polka.
I don't even know if that's a thing, but if now that I've decided to make it up, I want to hear it.
Let's see here. The description is okay. Wild techno polka mashup with pounding 4 on the floor kick, offbeat accordion stabs.
What
Oh,
in the weird
I'm not even going to pre-listen to this.
Ooh. Sounds like something that will play really well in Sheboygan. If you get that reference, you too have seen Home Alone more than anyone logically should.
Okay, are we ready for techno
Yes.
polka?
Shady, shady, coupon queen with a crocodile grin, punching clocks in a strip mall bank, counting everybody else's sin. Got a boyfriend. Got a boyfriend. Drove a busted blue sedan. Loved her hard, loved her honest. She just loved a better plan. Shady, Sadie, you set him up for a payday. You spun your tail, then you...
We are winning Eurovision next year.
Yeah.
Find his name on the dotted grave. Shady, Sadie made your heart break, babe. Late night ledgers, backroom coffee, humming lights. She found numbers that never match. Said somebody's been taking bites. Tears on eyelids. I'm so scared. What do I do? Pointed straight at that blue sedan. They all saw him passing through. Shady, Sadie, you set him up for a payday. Cried those tears like a matinee. Watched him walk while you walked away. Shady, Sadie made your heart break, babe. You kept the keys, you knew the code, you hid the cash, you wrote the notes, you played the cop, you played the judge, you never even seemed to budge. Shady, Sadie, you set him up for a payday. Stacked your lies like a card buffet. Got you cut when the court said pay. Shady, Sadie made his heart break, pay.
The best kind.
Shady, Sadie, you set him up for a payday. Spun that wheel, hit the bells and rays. All that gold can't wash you clean today. Shady, Sadie made his heart break, baby. Shady, Sadie, Shady, Sadie, Shady, Sadie made his heart break, baby. Shady, Sadie, Shady, Sadie, Shady, Sadie made his heart break, baby.
We need to get Hella to make us a clip for a rewatch of the Zachariah Anderson, because that's one of the trials I want to go back to. I never watched the full trial.
Sound is horrible. Yeah, that was my first big trial that got me into, I have to do something. So I held a number of fundraisers for Zach's appeals fund. And now the total, I believe, is 65,000 that is collected. So he had possible to hire good appeals attorneys. That is, the appeals is still ongoing with the filings and everything. And Dave is working on a movie. MLS Dave.
And Dave has had Solomon, Zach's brother, on, and Solomon is, you talk about salt of the earth people, and a lot of the time we don't think about the defendant's family. And maybe that's natural, but they go through a hell just like the victim's family does. And maybe it's easier to not think about that. But for the most part, the defendant's families are just normal people, just like you and me.
Yeah.
And Solomon has been really stand up. He's been one of the first people, you know, working for his brother, trying to get his story out. And I'm just glad that you were able to help him, Nick. And I was a little small, teeny tiny part of that.
Oh, yeah. You've been really, really helpful. You have been. Don't underestimate yourself. But what is so saddening is everything we found out afterwards. Because, folks, in this trial, and in other trials, we had information beforehand. But this was a trial that was just flung onto me. I didn't have time to do any background research or anything. And the things that we found out afterwards with it's not even theoretically possible for Zach to have done it in a time frame the prosecution claimed. It's not even theoretical.
Yeah, and there's just so much evidence that wasn't there. I mean, we had very analogous to the Canero case. There were, you know, we got to see him do his deadly drive. Zach drove by a lot of automated, you know, license plate things. If he had driven that night, if he had gone the way they said, he should have been caught on multiple closed circuit, not closed caption, cameras. Someone should have seen his car.
Yeah. Let's see here. Unseen evidence. Open that in a new. Let's share this.
Okie dokie.
Because I'll show you. I'll just explain for those who are completely new to that. I never heard of it. Zachariah Anderson was accused of and convicted of stalking and unaliving of Rosario Gutierrez, based on a single speck, smaller than the head of a sewing needle. Speck of blood, what they claim is blood, that turned out to be consistent with Rosario Gutierrez. They didn't even present numbers when they testified to the so-called DNA match, because they only had. Now, they could develop a full profile on the large amount of blood that wasn't really large in Rosario's apartment. But they had no male relatives to compare it with, so they had to compare it with his mother. So it was only a half.
Yeah.
I mean, the mother's side DNA, not both sides DNA, because his father, Rosalio's father, disappeared without a trace 5 or 6 years before this happened. They don't know where he is, and all of a sudden his son fucks off and disappears.
Look, this is normal for me. Let's be real. We end up going on Mo time.
Yeah, but the prosecution said between when the Zach's phone stopped being active until he answered a phone call or answered for a
Are
text
you okay?
of sort. In between then, he would, and the drive in itself, there and back, the fastest route, gave him like a 14-minute range to hide, knock on the door, assault Rosalio in the hallway, and inside, where there was an imprint of blood and everything on the sofa and on the floor. So it been struggling and going on for a while. Then rolled him up in a 7-foot by 5-foot rug, hermetically seal it, and carry it out to his van. Because there are no drag marks. There are no droplets. None in the apartment. So you had to have carried him there, put him, this hermetically sealed, rolled up rug with Rosalio, who was 6 foot 270 pounds. And not an ounce of muscles.
Yeah, no.
And then put him on a 3-foot by 4-foot area where the rug of the van was missing, and then drove back home. So there, 14 minutes, drove back home, and then made Rosalio disappear. Here is the fastest route. The blue dots are all the cameras that was there on the time. Zach's, not his van, not his car, not him, are seen on any of them. So the argument, wait, what if he took a back route? If he did that, he wouldn't have made it back there and back within the time frame, even if he stepped on it. And if he, let's say he drove 100 miles an hour in the family van, because those are known to be very, very fast.
Yes, they are.
This package of Rosalio in the rug, why wasn't there evidence of Rosalio or the rug itself in the back of that family van that Zach used as a working van? None, except that small speck of brownish substance, where the claim from the DNA expert, yeah, it's a match.
Yeah, and it's not an easy trial because I think that there was manipulation of a child in it.
Yeah.
And it's so incredibly sad to see, because you know that this little girl has no idea that what she's I mean, I encourage you to watch the interrogations, but it's very clear that these words are not from this little girl.
Yeah.
At least in my opinion.
Now, there is an infamous picture of Zach from that trial during his daughter's testimony, where he does this. And that, he's telling her to shut up. What we found out was that she tried to talk to Zach from the witness stand in a break.
All right, very good. You can bring the jury out. Thank you.
That took a while. Now, she tried to talk to Zach, and as a father, he's just, no, you can't talk to me. You can't talk to me, going, no, no, no. And then he'd made the mistake of doing, shh, yeah.
But it's something that you would probably do as a parent. You like, when we have things we can't.
Okay, so it seems like they took a while to get the videos in order. Compare and go through evidence that. Oh yeah, by the way, there was a sale on these.
Ooh.
60 cents. You can't have cookies near me.
Thank you. All may be seated. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. want to thank you for being here on time again this morning. Your third question, video of Bigham and Howell interview of Edric Faust requested. We are going to play that for you. It took us a minute to make sure we had the right exhibit, so I appreciate your patience. Mr. Yalamanchili, are you ready to play that?
I am, Your Honor.
Mr. Cruz, you ready, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you may proceed, Mr. Yalamanchili.
Good morning, Ms. Faust. Hey, I'm Liz Bigham. I'm with the GBI. This is Jeremy Howell with the GBI. You want to take those off right now? We need to sit, talk to you, and do some things. Are you going to act right? Are you sure? Okay. Do your my handcuff keys back in there, so I can go grab it. Do you have one on you? Okay. Can you use some water or anything?
I'm cool.
You sure? You use the restroom?
I just did.
I'm sorry?
I used the restroom.
Oh, you just use the restroom. Okay.
Let's see, I think I got the right key for these. Right, let's go down this a ways. There it
What
is.
in the Miami Vice is this shirt?
Okay. Sorry, I don't have a key for that. There you go.
Here's that for you, just in case you want something.
There you go.
All right. So there's a little bit of paperwork we gotta do first, and you can get some information from you, obviously name and all that stuff. And then we'll kind of go from there. Go ahead. So you've got, I think it's about 9 warrants that we've got for you today. I'll explain everything to you. Let me get this filled out and stuff, and then we'll go over everything together, okay? I mean, obviously, we're going to want to talk to you about this stuff, and we can kind of go into all that, but we got to get through this first. All right? It's Cedric or Edric?
Edric.
Edric,
Yes.
E-D-R-I-C-K?
Correct.
And what's your middle name?
Lamont.
L-A,
M-O-N-T.
all right, and F-A-U-S-T?
Correct.
How old are you, Ms. Faust?
I am 48.
Are you sure? Okay. And what's a good home address for you?
My home address is, well, I got a P.O. box number.
What's like your physical home address?
350 Cooper Road.
350 Cooper Road?
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. That's in Athens?
Yes.
30605?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and how far did you go to school, Mr. Faust?
I graduated high school diploma.
High school diploma?
Yeah.
Okay.
City shows? Actually, I went to City Show, but I went back to continue. I got a diploma in another school.
Okay,
Got another further down the road.
gotcha.
All right, you hearing right? I'm assuming? Okay, so let's go over this together. All right, it's 6:06 now. So today is May 9th, 2024. The time is 6:06 p.m. and we're at the Iro ACCPD, but Athens Clark County Police Department. Your name is Edric Lamont Faust, and you are 48 years old. Your address is 350 Cooper Road, Athens, Georgia, 30605, and you completed the 12th grade in school.
Yes.
You know that Liz Bigham, which is me, and Jeremy Howell over there are special agents with the Georgia Bureau of Investigation.
Okay.
All right? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you while you're being questioned. If you can't afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any question if you wish. And you can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand all of that?
I do.
Okay. And you understand your rights and having these rights in mind, you're willing to talk to law enforcement officers, which are Jeremy and I. You've not been threatened. Has anyone threatened you in any way, shape, or form in law enforcement? Nobody threatened you? I know we weren't there when they arrested you, so I just want to make sure that nobody out there threatened you in any way. You've not been promised anything. Has anyone ever promised you anything in reference to this? And then if you've been forced in any way to answer any questions or make any statements, maybe decide what's your name, whatever. Okay. So if you want to talk to us, you can sign right there. I'll sign underneath you, and Jeremy will sign underneath me. Thank you.
Yeah.
So let me just get a little bit of information from you first. Obviously, you got Cooper Road. How long have you lived at Cooper Road?
Shit, I've been in Cooper Road about 40 years.
40 years? Okay.
40.
40?
40.
Okay. Do you own that house?
No.
Okay, who lives there? Or whose house was it?
Actually, it's my stepmom's house. She passed away a month ago.
Oh, no, what happened?
She had a lung cancer or something like that.
Aw.
This is your stepmother, you said?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And what is her name?
Her name was Geraldine Hughes.
Geraldine Hughes? And she passed away months ago. So are you still living there? Did she own it?
Yeah, she owned her home, yeah.
Okay. Are you still living there?
I'm kind of like flow. I've been like flow hunting. I've been living with my cousin here and there. So,
Where does your cousin live?
I've been living actually in Overthorpe County.
Oh, okay. Where's that
In Overthorpe, in Maryville, in Santa Cruz.
at? Sandy Cross and Marybeth Road? Where do you lay your head at night?
Well, I've been really just living here and there. I've been from here and there and just girl house over here and over there.
Over here and over there in the girl's house.
Yeah.
All right. Where does the girl live? Somewhere you don't want to talk about?
No.
That's fine. We don't have to. And what's your date of birth?
9685.
Okay. And you're employed, I'm assuming, in Athens Finance?
Correct.
Is that your business, or do you just work for them?
It's my business.
It's your business? What do you do there? Besides mobile detailing, pressure
That's
washing?
what I do.
Pretty much that?
Cool.
Do you have, like, regular work, or is it
This
just
is
contracted
4
work here
days
and there?
after they interviewed Chris Milton to fix his
Right.
alibi.
How long you had that business? I've been in the business myself about, well, I've been in business for myself and working on my own for like 4 or 5 or 6 years. Okay.
Okay. What's the good number to get you?
This is?
That one's your number?
Yeah.
706-612-6808. That's the best number to get you?
Yeah.
Is that your cell?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, then I know
Hey, how
what
are
it is,
you?
but for privacy reasons, I won't say the things. I'm very good at finding stuff. It was just that I didn't find Chris
Okay.
Melton.
Who lives with you?
Oh.
Actually,
Who
as the
lives
owner
at
of anything.
Cooper Road with you?
At Cooper Road.
Uh-huh.
Actually, back then, 20 years ago, May 28, 2003.
No, 23 years ago. We're talking about
23 years
2001.
ago.
Yep, 2001. It was obviously Miss Hughes, right?
I was living with her, yes. But
Okay.
I don't know what relationship I was in or who I was with back then.
Okay. So Miss Hughes lived there.
Yes.
Did you have any brothers or sisters?
My brothers and sisters.
Okay.
My dad was alive back then, yeah.
But was he at Cooper or did he live in Oakland?
My dad has been around. He's just been around here and there, you know.
Yeah. Okay. Who else lived in the house with you? Who lived with y'all back then?
As far as I know.
Just y'all two?
Yeah.
Okay. And she was your stepmama.
My stepmom.
Where's your real mama?
She passed away 6 years ago.
Oh, okay. You weren't ever really close to her. You were close to your stepmama.
Actually, I've been cool with my stepmom. She raised me.
Okay.
Yeah, if you only say, yeah.
I don't like the clunky way they've edited this.
Were you
Now I
living
know
in a
that there
building
was
and stuff like
something.
that?
Yeah. I was in that area. I'm always in that area. I go in that area every day.
Do you really?
Yeah. I call it my home. That's considered my home.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you physically live at Cooper Road anymore?
Before, yes, that's
Everybody will know me.
They just put him in
Like at
stop.
350, you don't physically live there anymore. Okay. Did it get passed down to you? Or,
Well, my stepmother passed away.
okay.
When she passed away, when she got sick, she told me she didn't need me anymore. Her niece lived in Rock Spring. She ended up getting the house. She bought the house from her, and she ended up moving up to Willow Mist across the street over here.
Okay.
And she lived over there when she passed away.
So nobody in your family lives there.
It's her niece live in the house right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she just passed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So when that neighborhood was being, or development was being built, I guess, did you ever go walk around there, or what was that built for, I guess?
I don't know.
Was it mostly like college students, or was it regular people, older Athens people, old
Back then it
people?
was real settled, but now it's not like that anymore. It's like real, like, right now it's like a damn the ghetto, to be honest with you.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah, it's pretty rough over there now.
Why is it rough over there?
It seems like everybody that got moved from the other side of town, they start getting rid of like housing, the projects and all that, they give them vouchers and they start moving over on this side.
Oh, they did?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not like it used to be. It used to be real quiet. So.
Okay. So back then, who was moving in there? What was it primarily?
I say college students and probably some kids that I'll say that because you didn't really see a whole lot of black people in that area.
You did not back then?
Nah.
Okay.
What was there before they built all that?
It was wood. It was old car. All this on Lexington Road, Walmart, everything on Lexington Road was nothing but wood. There's a Lord of Stevens, there's a church, Lord of Stevens, Walmart. All that was wood when I was a little boy.
Wow, you seen some change.
I really have. And from there's another house over here in this neighborhood. All this land over here where this Dollar Tree and the skate park and all that.
Mm-hmm.
All that was never wood back in the day. Wow. Yeah, all that wood.
Were you ever dating anybody else around that time on the side or quietly?
I ain't gonna say that.
I'm not gonna go talk to them.
I ain't know. No.
And Brady was the primary one, right?
She was primary, y'all.
10 years, let's say.
No, I don't do those.
But what about anybody else, like anybody at Walmart or Conagra or the Perfect Polish? I keep wanting to call it Sparkle.
I don't know, man.
But
I don't. Let me tell you something. I don't have some females in my day, so.
it sounds like it. It sounds like it. But were you juggling any other females around that time? See anybody on the side?
I probably was. I don't have a few females, a lot of females in my day.
Okay. Do you date white girls or do you date black girls or does it
I
matter?
have dated white chick. I have dated one white chick, but it didn't work out.
One white chick?
Yeah.
Who is she?
Her name was Rita Spears. That was it. She's from where Rita from? She's from Carnesville.
How'd you meet her?
I met her at the one night at the bar.
Why didn't it work out?
Because she bipolar and she wanted me to be with her and call her all the time.
Oh, okay.
And she lived up in Carnesville, Franklin County?
Mm-hmm, yeah. I don't have no ethic about females, race, no color, nothing like that.
Right.
I talk to everybody. I'm cool with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You can go down here right now and ask anybody about me when it comes to communication. I communicate with them. I have a business.
Sure.
I don't mess around, man. I just treat everybody the same.
Okay. Did you ever date anyone over in that Deer Park area?
No.
Any college students, anything like that?
I ain't know nobody over there.
You didn't know nobody over there?
Mm-hmm.
Never made friends? You just didn't talk to everybody?
I think I talked to everybody, but that was my cup of tea to go over there and deal with those people. Those people up across the street. I ain't nothing about over there.
Why not?
I ain't know about over there. That wasn't my thing. I wanted to see my stepmama.
Yeah.
Or whatever. That was it. That's a neighborhood that just came up. I don't know anything about that neighborhood.
Okay.
And I don't have no business over there, period.
Anybody from over there ever come looking for you? Just to be friends with or hang out with?
Mm-hmm. Back then, man, there was a place everybody like, man, it's just a place that came with this coming up. And everybody feel like, it's high or it's expensive. Anybody going over there, so.
That's how it was kind of perceived?
Yeah, everybody go over there.
Yeah, her tone, there's something about the
We've got
tone of her
more.
voice.
They are for a myriad of charges that range from arson to murder.
What?
Mm-hmm.
For me?
Mm-hmm. And that's what you're talking about, this incident back in 2001.
Yeah. They had all the warrants ready and done before he entered, based on how well they could remove Chris Melton from everything. And once he went from 10 days to 6 days, that was as close as they could get. and then boom, then they brought in Mr. Faust 4 days after the Chris Melton interview.
Yeah, and I mean, to play devil's advocate, he was very, very insistent. He'd been kind of, I talked to everyone. The only time he got upset was when they started talking about the other neighborhood. So now that could have been that there was a clear line that, hey, I don't go to the college. I'm, a black guy and I don't go in that neighborhood. That neighborhood is white. And maybe that's
Yeah.
how it was in 2001, which
Yeah,
could be something again.
based on the neighbors of Tara's reaction. Yeah, that was a rare enough occasion that the neighbor's roommate said, "Hey, come look at this." He ran up, and the only thing that was out there was a black man walking.
I think there's 9 different warrants, and that's kind of why we wanted to come in here and talk to you about this, get your side of the story, kind of hash everything that happened, and obviously I think you can pick up on the fact that it involves that area, that park area or whatever. But in my opinion, I mean, you can see that I've done research, right? Like, Gary and I know, we know about you, stuff like that. But when we're talking about that and we're talking about these charges, there's got to be kind of an explanation as to why you're there, right? And that's kind of what I'm trying to talk to you about. So tell me about why you would be there in that Deer Park area back in 2001 and kind of, engaging in all these sorts of things at one of those duplexes.
I never, that spot over there, that's a place I've never been to. I've started going there throughout the years, like, when people thought, other people, when we started moving in, then. But back in the day, the only reason I go, like, in the evening time, and it's every blue moon, I gotta get my bike in the evening time, like 3 or 4 o'clock in the evening, I may ride through the whole, ride from
like that round,
the whole thing over there. I don't put it on there. I ain't no business over there. They were my church. My church was in our neighborhood where we used to be, because everybody in the neighborhood.
On the other side, the whole Deer Park,
all the way on East Meadow and all the way in Morning View.
Okay.
I got no business over there dealing with them over there, but that ain't my cup of tea. They ain't gonna drink over there, I don't drink with them, so we over here drinking. If one of my cousins gonna come in and pick me up, and we go over to right out, they say, I don't have no business over there fooling people that they ain't doing that to me.
And you said that you rode a bike?
Every once in a while, I may ride.
Yeah,
if I was over there, but I didn't deal with that sex.
Was you in a rock or just
no,
a rock over
I
there?
have no business over there. This is my neighborhood right here. I don't know about people over there.
Across Cooper Road.
Exactly. I don't have no business over there, period.
And you said around 3 or 4 in the afternoon?
I said, yes. I went over there. If I was about it, I would go in. But I have no reason going over there and messing with them people, period. No reason whatsoever.
And you never went walking over there or anything like that?
No, I don't do no walking over there for what? I ain't got no business over there walking. No.
Well, you would ride your bike around though.
I mean, I said, if I went over there, if this so happened back in the day, if I just rode my bike, I would ride around and see, I ain't got no business walking over there. If those people were jogging or walking, I ain't had no business singing into them and nothing.
Okay.
I don't, that ain't my gig over there. If I went anywhere, I probably would go to back then, I would go to the hood in the Aston Guard. That's probably where I'll be at.
Would you have cut through your park to get to Aston
No,
Guard?
it's not that way.
It's the other way?
Different direction. I don't go that way. I don't have nothing to do with these people over here. I go over in the hood and kick it, but I'll be in my neighborhood. I ain't got no business over there dealing with them people. I ain't getting nothing to. I don't know nothing about them. I ain't finna mess with them.
Okay.
Period.
Okay.
So I got some warrant for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I'm gonna jail.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
They told you were under arrest.
I mean,
that's not a new revelation. They told you were under arrest.
that's a murder.
It's for
Do you remember any kind of incident that happened back then?
Man, I don't even deal with over there.
I understand.
No.
You don't remember seeing some police activity over in that neighborhood back in 2001? Kind of a big deal.
It was for a while too, I think, like days and days.
You don't remember anything happening back there?
Let me see. Because I used to come over there to see my stepmom, but I ain't really, you know what I'm saying, deal around too tough in it.
Okay. It's kind of like one of the biggest deals that's happened in Athens.
A murder?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, some girl.
Did you know her? No connection to her?
No. I don't know. I never saw her. The only time I see that, the only time I seen that was it was in the newspaper. I ain't never seen that or nothing else about that girl. I don't even know her. I don't know nothing about her.
You know what she looks like?
Sorry.
Oh, okay. Oh.
You've never talked to her?
No, never.
Okay.
Don't even know her. Don't know nothing about her at all. All I know is that she was a law student at the UGA, and she stayed on Farm Drive.
Mm-hmm.
And throughout the years, I know that right there they got that's where the rent office is right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's where my brother stayed right beside it.
Did your buddy stay right beside her?
That was after the fact that when we started moving in, when black people started moving in, my papa stayed right beside her.
Oh, okay.
I beside the actual building. This right here like in 2017 to 18. Okay. Not no recent thing. You know?
Oh, okay.
No, not no recent.
Okay.
Did you know any of her roommates?
I don't know.
Did you know any of their boyfriends or anything like that?
No, nobody over there, period.
Did you ever go over there to buy alcohol?
No.
Anything like that?
Bro, listen, I don't know nothing about those people over there. I don't know nothing about that. But they said that happened. When I heard about that, it stayed up in the air for a while. You're right.
And you never.
DNA?
Yeah.
My DNA? Man.
It's been a long time. We've made so many advancements and things.
Man.
If you can help us understand why your DNA is in that house, help us. I don't want to put your finger up on it. Help us. I'm here to exonerate just as much as I am to hunt.
No.
Y'all come on, take some DNA.
Yeah. And
Was
then,
that the end? All right, ladies and gentlemen, if you'll rise and go into the jury room and continue your deliberations. Thank you.
yeah.
Okay. So that was all wrong.
Yeah.
And I'll kind of tell you from my semi-tismy way. You send bright, bubbly, blonde female in to talk to him when he has been accused of violently assaulting a female and taking her life. And she's not threatened of him, but to the point that she's joking and giggling with him,
And
to the point that
recess or at ease. I'm sorry.
he doesn't believe that she's actually arresting him.
He has an objection.
Or at ease. I'm sorry.
We didn't instruct the jury as you instructed the jury yesterday in regards to evidence that they viewed twice. I would ask that the jury is instructed on that with that instruction.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. She was very, very adamant in instructing the jury yesterday with this, what's his name again? Buttocks.
Ricketts.
Ricketts, thank you. Instructing, do not in any way, shape, or form let this just affect your view of the evidence just because you saw it twice. And here she just let them go. Bias.
And thank you, maybe not for gifting 10 memberships. And
Yeah.
Nick, you got a membership.
Yay!
Never Shock 61. Been there, done that one. Black Bear 1960 or 26, sorry. Hippie Chick May. Mania Lawson, sorry, the usual suspect. Ashley 5645, Greg V, and Linda Early. So congratulations. Welcome to the Church of Mo. And you would have had a musings with Mo, but apparently my audio was bad. So you will have a evening musings with Mo to make up for that, because I am trying to get to Nick's level of membership perks, and I'm not there by any stretch.
Just so we can remind folks from as we discussed this yesterday, because I found out and I told Mo that Laura Owens, the serial pregnancy scammer out of Arizona, she made $83,000 from her podcast. Folks, if you really like us too, we would be happy to share $83,000. But to get there, you need to like, subscribe, watch all our videos and shorts and all the stupid things we do. And if you are one of these people who, I need my third latte from Starbucks, take one and then... Well, how much does a latte cost on Starbucks? I have no idea.
I don't know.
Let's say it's $150.
With inflation, it's kind of
and
relatively.
No, but $5 a piece, folks. If you're one of those, just I'll gladly just have one latte today. And
yes, and only one question. Stacy is right. Only one question thus far that we know about. Oh, there's 3?
No, 2 yesterday.
Oh, well, I meant one question for today. And thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate it.
Yay! Yay! Yeah. Mo is criminally undersubscribed.
I need to make that my second channel, just criminally undersubbed. And then people will think they're getting Sean and they'll be really confused.
Yes, Fiery Red Podcast. Laura Owens made $83,000 from her podcast. Well, her and her mother, and they shared it. So $41,500 a pop. Folks, we have to have more love, the two of us, than Laura and her mother.
Look, we have to get Nick over to America. We have to pay so that I can do this, and we can have a house cleaning person. Look, male, female, Zimzer, I don't care. It's 2026, but I'm not dusting baseboards. That's just all there is to it.
Yeah, and I found a nice plot of land in a slope, which explains why it's 2.02 acres in Kentucky, northwest of London, Kentucky, on a low-key road. And I just
love it.
So now, if I keep everything on a base level, and because if I relocate to the United States, I'm turning down my government pension over here. So, but all in all, if I need 1.6.
Oh, and see here, you have like big like plans and business stuff, and I'm over here like, if anyone wants to buy, the cop costume that I'm trying to find that isn't, thoroughly hoish, for cop reaction videos, you'd be amazed when you put in not super revealing cop costume.
Yeah, but here's the deal. If I make $41,000 in a year on my channel, that would equate after tax my government pension.
Ooh.
No, let's see here. No, no, my government pension is like a decade away or something. But if I retire at 65 with my current salary and everything, my government pension will be roughly $3,000 a month, which is 12 months. That's $36,000. So yeah, so $41,000. If I manage to get that a year out of my channel, and I don't, I mean, it's not even close. I mean, who do you think I am? Ian? No, I don't know how much Ian makes on his channel, but
I just endeavor to make the amount that Social Blade seems to think I'm making.
Yeah. No, if I read, I can't collect a Swedish government pension if I relocate. I can't even make. They pull my government pension if I relocate outside of Sweden. Yay, Stacey Lane.
Thank you.
Good. Yeah. Now, I could do 5 months in the States and 7 months at home. Yes, then I'm not permanently relocating. So that way I might be able to keep it. Which brings us down to if I make, yeah, but still, I mean, 3,000 a month. It's nothing to. I mean, you don't have that falling out of your pockets, and I doubt. But if I made 36,000 on my channel a year, on top of my government pension, yeah, I would relocate half the year, definitely. Yes, Granny Smith. Of course I want to move. Now, I have 100 reasons to stay here. Universal healthcare and somewhat cheap dental care and stuff like that. I don't have the First Amendment. Folks, it is illegal in Sweden to insult government employees.
Oh.
A 16-year-old. Now, he was acquitted in the appeals court, but in the lower court, he was convicted for calling a police officer a cocksucker. Convicted. That's the state of freedom of speech in Europe.
Yeah, as a person who's always wanted to go look at Europe, see where my ancestors, stole my ancestors from, like, oh, grandma used to live there. And then she took a trip over to Sweden. It is hard to think of going over there knowing that everything that comes out of my mouth is a non-incident hate crime. Pretty much. So I'm like, yeah, I can't go over there for now. And Danny, we are watching, jury had a question. They wanted to see Edric Faust's interview, I guess, with the Georgia Bureau of Investigations. So they watched all of the bits that were allowed to come into trial. Now, it was noticeably cut. Whether that was the same way they saw it in the trial, I haven't seen that bit of the trial yet, so I don't know, but it does look it was a little odd the way they had it played through.
Yeah, but it was spaced out in the testimony of that female officer. So you only saw bits and parts of it, but in between there were questions and foundation laid and everything of that. Now it was just chop. And yeah, he should have asked for a lawyer. The moment they read him his rights, I want a lawyer.
Well, and the fact that she came in all happy, dappy, and that kind of stuff. I mean, legitimately think about it. If you honestly thought that this man was, capable of entering a house, attacking, assaulting, and then cruelly, strangling and putting someone on fire, would you go in there laughing and giggling? Or would you go in there, I got you son of a bitch?
Mm.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
well,
just,
that's this is normal cop tactics. Keep information away, have them talk, incriminate themselves, but also for you who actually saw the trial, because Mo haven't seen these parts yet. Compare this with how Chris Melton was treated. They just waltzed him in there and said, "Hey, we need you to explain something for you. You need to explain because we need to get you out as a suspect so we can go after this other guy." They told him up front about his DNA. We need to hear from you that these 10 days you've been claiming now for 24 years or 23 years at the time, we need to get you to closer in time. And he refused 7 times to get closer in time until somehow they got through his thick skull and made him change it to 6 days before.
yeah. And let's be honest, if you're a robber and you don't know, DNA's new. No, you could have had no idea in 2001 that DNA was going to advance to where it was. It was in its fledgling kind of thing. So you would only burn and, try to destroy that evidence if you were someone who was fairly close and reasonably known to the person. Because if you're a random person, you might be thinking there's not enough there to get you.
Let's just check the last after he's told her.
Yes, sir. Another question, and it was done, I think, while they were watching.
Oh.
So it is question number 4. So we're not at ease. And it says, to judge, jury requests to view State's Exhibit 167. Do we know what that is?
I don't recall off the top of my
I don't either.
That is.
Okay. Before I call them back out and present 167, it may be something that needs to be done here. Let's take a look at what that is first.
Mr. Bolden believes it's one of the crime lab reports.
Okay. Let's take a look at it, make sure we know what it is.
Why is it not live anymore?
They do seem to have a lot of questions. But honestly, I'd rather have them ask questions than try to argue among themselves.
Yeah. Oh, there it jumped. Okay, we are 15 minutes behind again. Okay, what is 100 is evidence number 160? I recognize it.
Yeah.
And they cut the sound.
What is 160?
We do.
Okay. And what is 167?
DNA report from May 2nd, 2024.
All right. State agrees. That's what. All right.
DNA report from May
Any
2nd,
comment on
2024.
having
That
a jury
is
come out to review 167?
House DNA, but I thought they already got the DNA
Yes,
report.
Your Honor. And yesterday we
Yeah,
had
that's-
the jury come out and all look at it kind of individually. I did do a little bit of research last night, and there is some case law. I'd have to find it again that would stand for the proposition that this does not violate continuing witness concerns, and it could just go back. And if you could give me 5-10 minutes.
I would disagree. The reason it violates continuing witness is because they had the expert testify based on this document or the contents of this document. They would have introduced the document without testimony regarding the document. It would not violate continuing witness. But the testimony was pretty much what was on the document, and that's the reason it violates the continuing witness
I'll take a look at the case law, but for now, they've just asked to see it, and I'm going to bring them out. So as long as we have an agreement on what 167 is, I'm going to bring them out. Actually, if you'll hand it to me first, let me just make sure I've taken a look at it. All right. If you could bring the jury out, please. Thank you.
The May 2nd DNA report. I wonder if that contains both Faust and Melton DNA.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought that reports weren't evidence. So you could listen to the testimony of the expert, but their report was considered work product.
Yeah, that is my understanding as well, but not in this trial.
Okay. I mean, because I'm not a lawyer, and
No,
I always
well,
make
this
it
is
clear.
this is a DNA report, so it's not the same as a summary from an
Okay.
investigator. Oh, it's the one that had 3 DNA on it. Thank you, Paulie.
Thank you.
Or Paula E. I'm so.
I love that we picked this job, and then we're like, oh, we can't read.
Hmm.
Jen, we are currently watching jury question 4. They want the DNA report with 3 people on it.
Asked to see 167. You all may be seated. Thank you. And the answer to that is yes. And I'm going to give this to our bailiff, Mr. Terrell. And you can look at it as you did yesterday. Just pass it along when you're finished. There is another question from you all, which I'm going to label number 5. And I will handle that in just a moment. Thank you.
The DNA report with both of them on it would be the actual mouth. But I'm not sure. No, because I don't recall exactly which ones had Tara's DNA on it. But I do know that the one with just Faust on, which was the supposed vag swap that didn't have Mr. Milton's on it, didn't also have Tara's on it.
That's
which is
odd.
really, really odd.
Again, with how small his sample size was, or the sample that included his DNA, you would have thought that she would be the main contributor.
Yeah, you would imagine that all 3 swabs from her would be her as a majority contributor.
Well, especially with all the violence that they say that she was attacked with in those areas, you would think that there would be blood and tearing and things like that
Yeah.
would obscure a very small sample.
Yeah. Lawcon, the jury should ask for all the envelopes, all of them. Yeah. You will find out soon enough that there are empty evidence bags admitted into evidence by the state. And when the defense says, and I'm quite certain the defense knew this beforehand.
Probably.
Yeah. So not only were, because they presented the evidence bags with this witness, yes, this is the evidence bag I used for these hairs and stuff. And they were sealed. Why would they reseal an empty evidence bag?
Why would they?
And the prosecution, no, that's not necessary. So
well, also, why, if the screen was found on the excuse me, on the lawn, why wouldn't you film or take a photograph of both where it was and then you matched it up to the window?
Yeah. And then the picture they do have, the screen is on. No,
Yeah, and it
nobody's.
wasn't
Yeah.
pried enough that
Yeah. And they still lost it. When they went looking for this window screen in the evidence locker, it was gone. 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 How the fuck do you lose an entire window screen?
well, also, what happened to the oven knobs? Did anyone swab those?
Yeah, those would have been excellent. Where are the swabs from the doorknobs? Where are the fingerprint analysis from the doorknobs?
What about the printer? I mean, I know that
Mm.
room was pretty well fired, but if you
Mm.
get a cord from the printer, maybe you had to hold the printer, yank the cord off.
Mm.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm just an armchair detective,
Mm.
and I've thought of these things.
Mm. Yeah, with this much lost and cracks and but as the judge said on one occasion, this is a cold case. All of this is circumstantial. It has gone as over 2 decades, yada yada yada, implying she was lowering the standards of evidence because it's a cold case.
No.
I realize we are 15 minutes behind, so we can speed this up. Let's see here. No, they're not talking. Yeah, every single juror have to actually read the report.
They couldn't have made copies?
No, since it's in evidence, they can't.
Fair point.
They were supposedly sent to the lab, opened. The hairs and everything were placed on, the glass sheets and everything. And according to me, what should have happened was these glass slides and everything should have been sealed up properly. And then with the evidence bag opened should have been in this new evidence bag. And it wasn't. Which, okay, that is a problem, because all of a sudden, well, how do we know the thing you took from that bag actually went on that slide?
Yeah, and that's the thing. You should know as a prosecutor going in that with a cold case, you're already gonna be dealing with witnesses who may have forgotten things. You should want your case, tacked down to the best of your ability. You shouldn't want anyone to say, "I don't know, we figure it happened this way." You wanna take away a man's freedom, and I get that, Mr. Faust is not Lily Clean or, Sterling and has a criminal history. But just because you have been found and convicted of other crimes doesn't mean you're guilty automatically of this crime.
No. And I saw it in chat earlier that he has some kind of arrest for indecent exposure. Yeah, do you know what you get indecent exposure for? Taking a leak in the public or against a wall. It doesn't actually have to be no. So we don't know what actually was going on.
I don't know. I've seen this in 2 Georgia cold case trials. I think they were hoping that, kind of the thought that they were finding the monster that did these, they figured it was going to carry the day despite having very bad evidence, poor witnesses, and things like that. If you want to see another really upsetting case, now he was found not guilty, but the Chris Wolfenberger case is very similar to this. It's also from Georgia, and it was a cold case as well. And it was similarly poorly prepared. Now, I will say the state in the first day that I've watched hasn't been as poorly prepared as that state team was, but that was, I believe, Miss Adrienne Love and someone else.
Maybe not. The evidence was always not good. Can't they retest what they had? Once they had the DNA, they never retested the hair or tested the hair at all. I mean, I don't even know if the pubic hair found on Tara's butt, if they actually tested it for mitochondrial DNA to rule out. The examination of all the hairs was done by a person with a microscope that said this is consistent with other samples. With known, and here's the thing, all of them were Caucasian. And I said this on my show. Look up here. It's thinning. It's brittle. It's gray because I'm old as fuck. Compare this, the hair up here, with this. Mostly from the back of my head. This is strong. There even is some color still on it. So it depends. If you pick a hair from up here and a hair from the neck, or the angel hair you have up here, you get different results because it's different. Because, say it with me, hair analysis is a shit science.
Yeah, but if they're so sure that it's a Caucasian hair, you would think that they would test it because you would know any defense, should you bring an African American, is going to bring up that she had. So you're telling me that
I'm going to also instruct you, as I did yesterday 2 times. I'm going to give you the same instruction, that I'm going to caution you and remind you to consider the whole of the evidence and to refrain from giving greater emphasis to any evidence you may have heard twice. I'm going to ask you to go back into the jury room and continue your deliberations. But I do have question number 5
to be
from our 4-person.
reminded
So
to
I
do
can see the
this
4-person
when
up
it
front
came
just for
to
a moment. Thank you very much.
This part. Because they thought this is bad for Mr. Faust.
Yeah, I mean, I do find the DNA to be
All right. Adam 4-person, your
To be
question
odd.
is, how do we manage lunch today? Great question. So I guess the preference is going to be yours. I certainly can order lunch in, which I typically do for juries. If you all want a break, I will give you a lunch break to go outside. So I'm going to ask you. Absolutely. Yes. All right. Y'all may be seated. Thank you.
I love a jury that asks about lunch.
Yeah.
Step right up to the miracle station. We've got justice in a jar on sale. Wave a lab coat, sprinkle Latin, sign your name, then set that scale. Look, a scratch on a screwdriver. Look, a pattern on a shell. Call it tool mark analysis, baby. That's how they send you to a cell. It's a shit science and you know it, but they sell it with a wink and a grin. Draw a line, call it math. Write a number on a latch, then they swear that the truth's locked in. It's science. Showbiz in a lab coat. Give the jury one more magic trick to quote. They clap, they sigh while a life goes by. On a shit science song and dance they buy. Open wide, says the expert smiling. Let me measure every jagged tooth. bite mark analysis. On a bruise in a photo, they announce they've discovered the truth. Here's a cheat, here's a mole, here's a slideshow. Turn the guests into gospel on a screen. They don't mention all the bodies that this carnival left in between. It's a shit science, and you know it, but they built it like 11 o'clock tune. They project, they breathe, they perform on the stand while a family waits for a June. It's a shit science, glitter on a gravestone. They make certainty from shadows alone. They rhyme might with must, turn maybe to must on a shit science chorus of trust. Here's a hair in a plastic packet, microscopic math. They shout on cue, they compare, they declare from a single little strand, like a crystal ball come true. Then a tape in a humming courtroom. Listen close. Do you hear that line? Voice print and Alice on a squiggle in a graph. They pretend it's a fingerprint sign. And you know it still. They stage it with a spotlight glow. Every chart, every slide, just a confidence ride. But the stakes are too high for this show. It's a shit science curtain call 'em bad odds. It's time to tear down this cardboard facade. Cause a man could lose his life to a catchy little lie from a shit science song that we let fly.
I'm having way too much fun with making AI songs about trials and stuff.
I love that we do that, and then we're like, why are we always so behind?
Oh.
But this is probably a good place for us to stop this stream because
Yeah.
I've got chores to do, and I will be back at 2:30. Nick, you have an invite, but I know it's like nighttime / morning time there.
Yeah, it's now 5:45, so it's 5:45 p.m. here. Now, I will have this on, so if anything happens, I will start a stream on my place.
Yes, I will try to hop on, but I am helping Mr. Mo with chores, which means I have to help clean. But
Yay!
we must do what we must do.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, it's imperative that I listen to audio from a potato.
And
So,
maybe, just maybe, we get Mo through day 2.
Fingers crossed. It'll be 8 months from now, and I'll be like, we finally finished the Faust trial.
Yeah. For you who don't know, Mo is speed running through this trial at 1.25, unless there's a jury question or a verdict. So
Well,
it's
we got through day 1, so
yeah, the speed run, it only took 2 days.
I will say it's kind of interesting listening to the jury questions because it's giving me stuff to focus on. Because if they're confused when we watch through, I'll pay extra attention because what about that caused them to pause or caused them to look at it? So it's kind of like getting a little cheat card on what they thought was important, which is a lot of the time we're kind of wondering, well, what did the jury think about this? Or what did the jury think about that? So it is kind of interesting to now be able to watch a trial kind of in current time, really figure out what was important or confusing to them. So I'm kind of enjoying it, but I am part like 2 type A to function and part chaos demon. So, you know, it feeds both sides of my soul. So I do have you guys set up to jump over to that stream. I am going to say goodbye. Oh,
I need
is
to
there
do
another
that
question?
as well. No, I need to do that as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. And I will not redirect to to your invite.
That would be fun.
Hold on while I find it. Come on. Where are you?
Oh, I know. Why is it takes forever when you're trying to do it when you need to do it, but other times it's like doot doot doot.
Yeah. Dun dun dun. there.
All right. So we will
Yeah,
be back.
done.
We just started day 2, and we will be here if they have any questions because, like I said, it is kind of interesting to see what the jury found kind of confusing or what they really want to look at again.
Yeah, because this might also be somebody, one holdout or two holdouts. So they go through what they claim is the reason for a holdout. So it could also be that way. So, but to be honest, nobody knows how a jury thinks in any specific trial, because I've seen trials with worse evidence get a conviction than this.
Yeah, I mean, juries are wild animals.
Yeah, bus stop people.
No, but you can never assume that they're watching the same trial you are.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because I'm guessing there are a lot of people on Law and Crime that are like, why haven't they, found him guilty yet? The DNA was there. DNA. I'm sure there are people there, so you can never assume that people are watching the same trial as you.
Yeah, and also these are people from the area.
Yeah.
They lived through this cold case.
Yeah. And we haven't had a good track record of cold cases coming out with, or a majority of people feeling like they did a good job. We've had the Delphi case, which I think soured me on a lot of these cold cases.
Yeah.
The Wolfenberger case. We had the Michael Turney case in Arizona that had
the Michael Turney case reminds of this because there was a podcast. Now, the podcast was by the sister of the person who disappeared, who the sister claimed dad must have ended her. And through political reasons, in my opinion, they brought it to trial. And after the state's case, the defense says, yeah, they have nothing. So it was a motion for directed verdict. And the judge says, yeah, you really have nothing. There's no case here. And he approved of the directed verdict, because how saddened it could even be. Everything in that case says she ran away to her aunt, and then she took off somewhere else to never be seen again, which sadly happens.
Yeah. And I think we're going to see a lot more of these cases with the advances in DNA.
Yeah.
So I hope we get to see a good example really soon, because it's going to start souring me. But
yeah,
I will see you guys in just a little bit.
See you.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.